this down in your notes. A triangle mid-segment. It's always going to be parallel to one of the other sides of the triangle. It's always half the length of the parallel side. And it always connects to the midpoints of the two other sides. Write this equation down. The mid-segment is equal to half of the parallel side. Let's practice some problems. We'll start off with this one in our notes. This one I would say is pretty simple, provided you know which portion is the mid-segment and which one's the parallel side. Once you know which one is half of the other one, the problem goes really fast. Write this example down. In this one, keep in mind that the mid-segment is always the smaller of the two. So in order to get this one, I really need to double to get to the parallel side. Copy this example down. Now we've got some algebra involved, so it will be more helpful for us to actually write the equation out and then solve. My mid-segment is always equal to half of the parallel side. Now I can take half of 84 and then divide by 3. Write this one down. The mid-segment is equal to half of the parallel side. For this particular problem, I would distribute the half and then solve for x. Take your time to pause the video and see if you can solve this problem on your own. Copy this down. The picture is complicated and has lots of markings. We have more than one mid-segment in the picture. For this problem, I usually try to talk to my students about how to cover up part of the picture that seems more confusing. It's hard to find a focus and where to start. Let's try to focus our attention on finding x. When I look at x, I see that it's connected to a midpoint. I know it's going to be half of the parallel side, so I need to find where the side is that goes with it. Do you see the 24? That's the parallel side that goes with x. So I need to take half of the parallel side. So finding x, I would just take half of 24. Alright, let's try to focus our attention on solving for y. That is an angle measurement. So I really need to think about, well, what do I know angle-wise in this picture? Remember that x and the 24? Well, those sides are parallel. So that segment that's 11 is like a transversal. So angle 47 and angle y are same side interior angles. What do we know about same side interior angles? They are supplementary. So I'm going to take 180 and subtract 47. The last thing we need to do is focus our attention on that z portion. Now if they asked us for all the way across, I would need to look at my mid-segment for 11. The mid-segment is always smaller than the parallel side, and it would be half that amount. So all the way across would be 22. But that z is not going all the way across. It stops at the midpoint. So that z value is also 11. For the next part of the video, we're going to look at proportional parts of a triangle. It's very important that you try to be very consistent with how you set up these proportions. These triangles overlap each other. For some people, it's easier to slide them apart and see it as a little triangle, big triangle. And for some people, it's easier just to look at it as sections of a triangle. Copy this example down. Let's try to set up a proportion to solve. For this particular problem, you can look at it as two triangles. 4 is the little triangle's right side, and 6 is the little triangle's parallel. So what would be the big triangle's right side? Not x, x plus 4. 4 is the little triangle's right side, 6 is the little triangle's parallel. 4 plus x is the big triangle's right side, and 18 is the big triangle's parallel. Now we would cross multiply, make sure you distribute the 6, and solve for x. For this particular problem, we don't have information on the parallels, so we do not have to add or combine to get one of our sides. We can go straight across to set up the proportion or go straight down. The way that I've set mine up is sliding straight down the right side and then slide down the left side. You can do this when you don't have information on the parallels. Now you need to cross multiply and solve.